Hey guys, welcome to my podcast in a way. It is called This Month in Wrestling, and we talk about what happened this month in wrestling. So, this month is June. I'm recording this on the 1st of July. Whenever this goes up, well, it's just for June. So, if you wanted to catch up with what happened, here you go, watch this. This is going to tell you everything. I do not have anyone joined with me next month. I will have Mark joining with me to give his opinions, so it'll be a lot more interesting than my boring voice talking over. But try and stick around for a bit. If you don't like it, go, I guess. I don't want to put you through pain. But let's get on with this video. Nothing's in order, but here's some news. I can't cover every single story. I've tried to cram in as much as possible. This month in wrestling, June. Right, we start off with NXT Takeover 25. This was on the 1st of June, right at the start of the month. It was amazing. I watched it live, so I was quite tired. Yeah, what can I say? It was amazing. Like NXT, they always pull off great matches. I'll mention some title wins. Were they vacated? I don't know. NXT Tag Team Championships was won by the Street Profits, and that spot, he jumped from the top turnbuckle onto the ladder and then grabbed the titles. Is it Montez Ford? I don't know. The ripped one. The guy who stood higher up on the ladder. So, yeah, great. And then we got this awesome spot with a chair between Kairi Sane. Is that Kairi? No, is that Kairi Sane? Who knows? I don't know. And no, Kairi Sane's on the... Wait, no. I'll search it up, guys. So I'll give you the real thing. But Kairi Sane's on the main roster. And that is Shayna Baszler. I think Shayna Baszler retained the Women's Championship, but everyone was on the feet, as you can see. I'll find out. And then we got the second Grand Slam, whatever they call it, 3-crown champion. So, yeah, Johnny Gargano, amazing wrestler. Can't wait till he comes up to the main roster. Well, whatever Vince might do with him, that's the question. But he won the NXT title off Adam Cole in an awesome long match. Great, loved it. So I think we should move on to Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling. They're doing quite well in consistency. Compared to Raw and SmackDown, the WWE. Impact Wrestling, I don't watch it. I watch like some highlights on YouTube or whatever, but I'm not a big fan of the arena or anything like that. Wrestling, it's always women versus men, and I in my personal opinion, I don't believe that's right. But they've signed someone from the WWE who got released. TJ Perkins. TJ Perkins is a pretty good wrestler. All he does is dab, but he was on 205 Live, and yeah, it's quite a good like wrestler, I think. I never watched 205 Live, so I can't really give my opinion. All I know that he used to do the dab. Oh, it's Io Shirai, that one who was flipping with the chair. I've just found it out now. So yeah, TJ Perkins has gone to Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling just seems like one of these places that either good talent goes to WWE, or talent that have just failed in WWE go to Impact for some reason. But now we've got AEW on the scene, so who knows? Moving on. This is the best tag teaming wrestling this month. So who do you think it would be? There's like quite well, tag team wrestling is pretty much terrible. Young Bucks did well at Double or Nothing, but they haven't done anything this month. The WWE are treating their tag teams terrible, but the people that I came up with for the best tag team in wrestling this month, Otis and Tucker, Heavy Machinery. They're funny. They were pretty good. I couldn't pick anyone else. It's probably one of the worst ones. Worst tag teams, really. I enjoy them, but it's just they are the best this month. They created some titles, some jobber championships or whatever, and then now they've gone. They're off TV probably now. Who knows? Yeah. There you go. Heavy Machinery are your best tag team in wrestling this month for June. Right. So, let me just say that Battlespace is coming soon. Who knows? We've got a few more episodes to record. Then we will do the full Battlespace. Whether that takes the whole year to do, I've got one more episode that will be coming up, or might have already come out. So make sure you go and check out my channel for that. Make sure you turn on notifications so you know when Battlespace does actually upload. Battlespace 2 coming soon. Enjoy when it actually does come out. We are having a gauntlet match. So it'll be long, but will be enjoyable. So, and look out for new kind of things with LJH Wrestling. Just the normal episodes. We'll be doing all types of stuff. So, yeah, there you go. Let's move on to the worshipped AEW All Elite Wrestling. Boom! Right, here we go. Do you remember Double or Nothing? Double or Nothing was great. It was seriously great for what it had to offer. I remember when Cody Rhodes took a sledgehammer. He walked all the way down that stage for some reason, and walked all the way back up to just go and smash that throne. And that throne is, well, to do with Triple H, it looks like. But he said at a press conference, that it wasn't aimed at Triple H at all because someone asked him, and yeah, be quiet, Cody. It was. When you look back at that, tell me that doesn't scream Triple H at you. So he's pretty much saying, let's wreck the WWE. Yeah. So he said that, and then they go and make a t-shirt out of it. It's a pretty smart t-shirt, but just, they are trying to kill the WWE, which in a way I'm glad about, and in another way I'm not, because just, WWE is terrible at the moment, but that will bring me on to like a few stories, bring me on to the ratings in a few stories time. So yeah, they made a t-shirt, it looks alright, just trying to kill the WWE, probably. Right, I'm going to start up an email where you can ask me any questions. I'm going to start up an Instagram page and a Twitter page for This Month in Wrestling. It will be called This Month in Wrestling. And I'll see if the name's actually been taken or whatever. And then I might put LJH Wrestling there. I'll put it in the link in the description. So yeah, go and check those out. They might not be up when this video is actually up. I need to activate the account and all that. But go and check out the Instagram, Twitter. Ask me any questions that you want answering. Any opinions on wrestling. Yeah, go ahead. That's it. Super Showdown. What a mess that show was. Like, I made my reaction video after the show. And I quite liked it, to be fair. But from what people said, people did not enjoy it. Super Showdown. So we had Brock Lesnar cash in. He didn't cash in. He attempted to. Paul Heyman tripped over the ropes. Go and check out that video of me explaining what actually happened, because then it's all like fresh in my mind from back then. This was on the 7th of June, I think. Yeah. Seth beat him up with a chair, killed him pretty much. And then we had a terrible match. A pretty terrible match. Between Reigns and Shane? Or was it Reigns and... Yeah, Reigns and Shane. Yeah, I think it was. Who knows? And then we had the worst match ever to actually watch. It was quite sad in a way, because you have two 50-year-old men putting their lives on the line in that ring, and Goldberg suffered a concussion, busted his head open on the ring post. It was a hard match to watch. He almost killed him. I will show you a clip now.
Here comes Goldberg. Oh, he posted. And this, and I believe Goldberg may have been busted open. Just one knockout blow for the Undertaker is all it's going to take. Methodically wearing down Goldberg. Yeah, my opinion.
But anyway, guys, it was a sad match. Undertaker was crying afterwards, and that's that. I can't say much more. But Undertaker is returning at Extreme Rules, back to in-ring action with Roman Reigns. Yeah, Battlespace coming soon, guys. Just wanted to let you know. Battlespace 2 will be great. So make sure you tune in, put notifications on. Enjoy that when it comes out. Let's talk about... Look at that picture. Look at Sasha Banks. Let's talk about Sasha Banks. She's really bugging me. She's... Oh. Can you not just wait out your contract a bit more? Or... I don't like how she's not showing up. Well, we don't actually know, really. What stories do we actually know? All we know was that she was unhappy with knowing about 4 hours before WrestleMania that she was losing it to the Iconics. So, yeah, I understand the frustration. You would be frustrated, like, because they were the first women's tag team. But that's your thing to hold. You were the first women tag team wrestlers, even though we didn't need the championships. Championships were awful in like prestige now. I think it's the Iconics who still hold it, and they've been holding it for quite a bit. But Sasha Banks liked to tweet, and this is what really bugs me. So I'll read what it says. So Sasha Banks liked this tweet. Question face. This was tweeted by Superkick Party to Sweet Mania. With every passing Raw and SmackDown, I grow less and less interested in the product. I'm starting to realise that I'm supporting a company for its past greatness rather than critiquing its current. I can't even sit through Raw or SmackDown anymore. And then Sasha Banks liked the tweet. This is really does bug me, because why can't she just wrestle? Just wait out your contract. Do what Dean Ambrose did. I respect him so much from what he said on the podcast with Talk is Jericho. Because even though he didn't enjoy the majority of his time in the WWE, he waited out his contract, and he still showed commitment. But with Sasha Banks, she's hoping that she gets fired, but Vince is not going to do that. Because I swear Vince and Sasha like, loving each other backstage. But that's that. Sasha Banks probably wants to go to AEW or something like that. But, yeah, that's that. This brings us on to the best superstar in wrestling this month. Who do you think it would be? Who do you think? Like, this month has been terrible for wrestling, really. No one's been great. All promotions, storylines and all that. Because I went through everyone's rosters, and the number one person that I could think of was this man. Yeah, I feel like sometimes this month in wrestling would shut down. My whole channel would shut down, like that did with Shane McMahon. So Shane McMahon is great, I guess. He was going to get a push for the WWE Championship. That was rumoured. He probably still might, but I'm sick of him. So, yeah, make sure you go and check out my Instagram and Twitter for this month in wrestling, and send me some questions via email as well. So, yeah. That's that. This month in wrestling. Go and check it out. Now this takes us... Oh my, I'm looking forward to this. How many things can actually happen with Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman? I don't know how this is going to work, but they are the chief executive... I don't know. They've got a technical term. I'll search it up. But anyway, Paul Heyman will be taking control of Raw and Eric of SmackDown, I think. But what Eric said was amazing. I'll pull up a clip right now.
But I think after going through my own experience and then having been a part of the WWE's experience, the advice that I have would be to be as disciplined as you can possibly be at keeping the brands distinct. If you don't make them feel completely different, it won't work. And part of that is creating stakes. Part of that is it's got to feel real. It's got to be believable, or nobody's going to buy into it. But don't let the talent start transitioning back and forth, because you dilute the concept. They won't feel like two brands. They'll just feel like two different shows.
So, all WWE said was that they take on new executive roles. I will try and find some more. But Eric Bischoff said some great things that I'm looking forward to. He said that he pretty much wants to get rid of the wildcard rule, which I am so pleased about, because that has ruined wrestling. I'm sorry to say, but it has just ruined wrestling. Now, let me just say, this can go either way. It can be either terrible or great, because they will be taken over pretty much from creative. Nothing can get past Vince McMahon without him approving it. But if they make a good decision, and they need good decisions, I will enjoy it. If they come on TV, which I would like, but wouldn't that mean that Paul Heyman would have to give up being Brock Lesnar's manager? Because if he was in control in storyline as well, wouldn't it make sense that he would give everything to Brock Lesnar? I know that already pretty much happens, but wouldn't that make more sense? I'm not sure. But anyway, Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman, I do not want them to come out every week, if they were to, and start off the show as general managers in a way. But I doubt that they're going to come out on TV. I'd like it, but it wouldn't make sense really. But I'm just happy for this change maybe to come. Don't expect anything to happen until October when SmackDown moves to Fox. So, yeah. Looking forward to that. Because the ratings are dropping drastically. It's terrible. But let's bring ourselves onto Fyter Fest because this wasn't great. There's lots of controversy with this show. We had good matches, scary matches. Well, this brings us on to the controversial story of Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose. I need to stop calling him Dean Ambrose from now on because I'll end up just calling him that for the rest of the time. But they made it quite hardcore, and as you can see in Joey Janela's feet, there are thumbtacks and all that. Well, drawing pins, I think we call them. But at one point, he was pulling them out of his mouth. Jon Moxley was pulling thumbtacks out of his mouth. That is how scary this match got. People were like, do you really need to do this? I know I like the fact that there is a place in wrestling for this. But when you've got so many eyes on your product, do you really want this happening? Because I know Jon Moxley was probably in his element by doing all this hardcore stuff. But, yeah, I feel sorry for that referee. Look at him. He's scared so much. And he's putting his hands all over the thumbtacks. Well, yeah. Another controversial story was, should the chair shot have been used by Shawn Spears, which was Ty Dillinger who did the 10-10-10 stuff? Should it have been done? I think it was real. Because people are saying, oh, it didn't hit the right side of his head for it to bleed or whatever. But when, it doesn't really matter where he hits you, because you couldn't really see. Blood was just trickling down the back of his head. Yeah. I think Cody Rhodes is fine. I'm not sure whether it is real or not. I do feel like it was, because he knocked him with the side, well, with the top of the chair. It was meant to hit him in the head. Because when people have seen the chair, it was already dinted in the main seating place for the head, but still, I don't want Cody Rhodes to be about 65 walking around going, oh, I can't even think properly, can't even walk because of a stupid chair shot to the head. Once again, I do think that there is a place in wrestling for that if you want to put your body on the line, but it's not a good thing with concussions and all that. So, good luck to Cody in a way, I guess. He's probably stupid enough to actually do that, but yeah. Anyway, another controversial story. I don't have a picture for this, but it was to do with the theme in a way. So Fyter Fest was supposed to be this thing that all rich kids went to, and it just didn't really go that way. The food was awful and all that. I don't really know what it was, but I saw people doing stuff on Twitter where they were taking the mickey out of it. So they called it Fyter Fest with the same spelling. But it was supposed to be summer, so lots of women in bikinis came out and stood there, I think. I didn't actually watch the show. I haven't even watched highlights or anything because I just heard so much terrible news about it. I will go and watch some highlights. I probably shouldn't be. This is not really my opinion. I'm just giving you what other people have said. Some girls came out on stage in bikinis, and the controversial message that people were saying was, where are the men? Like, I guess, yeah, it's a fair point. But if they're trying to go for that more edgy side, I know we're in 2019, guys, it should all be equal. But if it's their product and they want to make it that bit more edgy, like going maybe back to the 90s or whatever, Attitude Era style, do you not think that they could get away with that? Because I don't know, leave it up to them really, because I don't think that should affect their product on the backlash from the fans. I know you should listen to them, but I'd like to see what they do in like later appearances and all that. So yeah, that brings us on to Stomping Ground. Stomping Ground was actually okay. It was okay for what it was going to be. We had some great matches, great moments where, look at that picture. That picture's amazing. Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston in a steel cage. Yeah, it's pretty good. Then the next, this was the best moment of the whole night. Ricochet. I love Ricochet. Ricochet is amazing. If you have not watched Ricochet in the ring anywhere, he's amazing. The amount of flips, the amount of tricks, the amount of everything that he does, he's great at it. He's got a great tattoo, great head of hair, great body, great moves, great everything. He is your ideal wrestler. And when people say, oh, it's just fat guys running around in a ring punching each other, watch this guy. This will change your mind about wrestling forever. So he became the United States champion from Samoa Joe. And then we got this terrible moment. Seth Rollins did return. Can't remember how. Lacey Evans was the special guest referee. Some low blow or something. I don't know. Who knows? All I can remember, it was terrible. Stomping Ground. Great show. Extreme Rules is coming soon. So, yeah. I guess that's that. And this brings us back to the ratings dropping. Because even though Stomping Grounds was a great show, I think there was an article that was saying that there was about 10,000 tickets left. So half the arena wasn't even there. Look at these pictures. They had to close off a section of the arena, and you can see Stomping Ground on the screen. That's a pretty big section. That's a lot of people not turning up for this event. Look at that. Imagine being sat there looking at that. So, yeah, there's a lot of empty seats. And I feel sorry for the WWE, but I'm guessing all these people who are actually sat down probably wasted the money a bit. This brings us on to The Undertaker. I said that The Undertaker has returned to go to Extreme Rules. So they brought him back on Monday Night Raw to save Roman Reigns. This is probably to boost the ratings a lot, because on Raw they had to edit in the crowd. I'm not sure which Raw, but they had to edit in the crowd. Some members of the crowd were edited. This is how sad this has actually become. So The Undertaker returned and pretty much chokeslammed Shane when he was going to go for a coast to coast. The bell tolled and dong, and they came out. Chokeslam, something like that. And yeah, apparently The Undertaker handpicked Drew McIntyre to go into like a rivalry with, because that's a good thing, because it's not two 50-year-old men. It's a strong, tall guy who can probably pick up The Undertaker. Maybe The Undertaker can't really pick up him. Maybe they didn't think about that, but he can support The Undertaker. So now we've got The Undertaker and Roman Reigns teaming up at Extreme Rules to take on Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre, which I think will be quite a good match. So that's that. this brings us to the end of this month in wrestling, June edition 2019. If you haven't already searched for the Instagram and Twitter page and gone to send an email, if you all send an email, I will be able to answer all your questions. So make sure you go and follow and all that, and send me messages through email asking me questions about wrestling, what happened in wrestling this month. If you want me to give my opinion on that, because this is kind of just news. But Battlespace 2 is coming soon. There will be quite about 3-4 maybe more episodes of LJH Wrestling. I will try and get them out. We have got the 6-week holidays coming up soon in about 2-3 weeks, so that will be good for our channel. But Battlespace 2, I can't give you a definite date because I don't know myself, but it will be coming soon. So this is the end of this month in wrestling, where I talk about what happened this month in wrestling. Hope you all enjoyed it. It's a bit different. It's kind of a podcast kind of thing. Next month in wrestling, I will have Mark on my show, and yeah, we'll be able to talk about Extreme Rules. And then the month after that, we'll be able to talk about SummerSlam. So yeah, looking forward to what's to come in a way. It's kind of like Marmite at the moment. You either love it or you hate it, wrestling. Because the wildcard rules. So thank you guys for watching this. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you. Bye. See you later.
You'll never get free. Lamb to the slaughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gonna do when there's blood in the